You expensed Euro Disney? Question mark exclamation mark quote. I was reminded of this anecdote a little bit ago. So it's the spring of '92 and I have just completed nearly 4 years of contract work to the US Army. At HQ EUCOM in Stuttgart, Germany. Nothing major happened while we were in country. Just Desert Shield, storm. Berlin Wall fell down. German reunification. Anyway, it's late March, and our household goods have been picked up and are on the way back to the States. And my wife and I, and the 2 little ones we'd spawned, are going to be in a hotel for the next 30-ish days. I asked my boss what rate was I authorized for my per diem. Hotel and meals. Was it the German rate? Or the US rate? I don't recall what rate he told me. But I then said, okay, we're out of here. I'll see you next time you're at company HQ. With that, we left, rented a car and drove to Paris to visit Euro Disney that had literally opened the day before. And we stayed at one of the hotels there at the resort for a week. It was lovely. Aside from the weather. Trust me, early April in Paris. You almost wished it was a little colder so the rain would be snow. I get back to the States. And from HQ, fill out my expense reports. Mind you, I only charged for the hotel and meals, not the park itself, and submit them to my former boss for his approval. He blew up when he got them. Boss, you expensed Euro Disney? Me. Yes, boss. How am I supposed to justify this? Me. Were my household goods at my residence yet? Boss. No, me. Was I authorized to spend up to $XXX per day for a hotel? Boss. Yes, me. Did Euro Disney exceed $XXX per day? Boss. Less than sheepishly, no. But now I have to take this to the COTR, contracting officer, me. Not my problem, winking face. On a much smaller scale, colleagues and I went to London for a site visit. Just a day trip by train. After finishing work we ended up drinking in a pub that served Thai food. A glorious combination. The food bill was about £15 while alcohol was £45. When we submitted our expenses, our boss, who was also fond of a pint or 10 of an evening, told us very sternly, don't ever get itemized expenses again. Just get a total, all expenses paid. Great boss. Now I have to take this to the COTR. Shouldn't be a problem. The discussion should go roughly as follows. COTR. He expensed Euro Disney? Boss. Yes, COTR. How do you justify this? Boss. Were his household goods at his residence yet? COTR. No, boss. Was he authorized to spend up to $XXX per day for a hotel? COTR. Yes, boss. Did Euro Disney exceed $XXX per day? Quote. I guess the COTR was the kinda officer that rode in the humdrum V instead of the fun V. Temporary housing is supposed to be grim and dismal, not magical. Back when I traveled for work after being shoved in a La Quinta that was gross. I worked with corporate travel to make the best of things. The expense policy allowed for better hotels, valet parking, etc., within reason, and paying for a downtown hotel and parking, with valet tips, worked out to be within the budget, because retaining an employee willing to travel, as long as he wasn't sharing a hotel with roaches or bedbugs, was worthwhile. One trip, had to bring a coworker from another division that did travel very differently. Bunk with the bedbugs along. At the airport, some McDonald's breakfast? Quote, no way. Here's my favorite. At the rental car lot. Skip the line. Pick your vehicle. Me. Neat, I haven't driven one of these before. Quote, coworker. Shouldn't we get the compact? Quote, me. Why? Same price with my perks. Let's get something fun and comfortable. And of course coworker's mind is blown when we pull up to the downtown Hilton, valet park, etc. The best was dinner at the hotel after 88 or a longer day. Me, I'm too tired to go anywhere else. Let's eat at the hotel restaurant. Coworker, this is going to be over $100 each. Quote, me, and it's already almost 9. If anyone fights me on the expense report, they can look at my time card and check it against the receipt. Someone will think to order in food next time. Never got any pushback on any expense reports. My corporate card had a ridiculous spending limit due me having to do IT purchases as well as domestic and international travel for myself and occasionally a coworker or two. I don't really miss the 1 or 2 weeks a month business travel these days. I recommend our military stories as an appropriate place for this tale. God forbid that your family should have a little affordable vacation on the Army's dime after 4 years. Stuttgart is beautiful. Lived there for a few years. Well played. So it's the spring of '92 and I have just completed nearly 4 years of contract work to the U.S. Army at HQ EUCOM in Stuttgart, Germany. Nothing major happened while we were in country. Just Desert Shield, storm. Berlin Wall fell down. German reunification. Based on what was covered in my history class textbook when I took world history in the late 90s. Nothing happened in Europe as Americans were protesting the Vietnam War. Good thing I watched the news. Not sure why it matters. You were authorized to stay in a hotel and you did. You didn't exceed your per diem. Why would there be an issue? COTR contracting officer's technical representative does not have a warrant to sign contracts. In this case, sounds like a travel clerk to me. Note, I spent 10 years as COTR for the Department of Energy. I didn't get bitched at for mine, but I WFH for a casino gaming company and visited Vegas to help in person for a couple weeks. Same situation where I was given a limit. Ended up staying on the Strip instead of the random-ass hotels near HQ and was the only visitor in those 2 weeks to do so. Our S3 wouldn't have cared. What they blow up about, and rightly so, is when soldiers move around their flights it creates extra fees that taxpayers are paying for. Airlines always do it easy because government always pays. Sorry your ass is stuck at the airport for hours but you have a meal allowance and you're on the clock while traveling. Also most domestic airports have great USO lounges. The $40 fee isn't a lot until you doctor in how many government employees are flying every day and how so many of them do it. Millions in waste every year. As a taxpayer, I have zero problems with your trip.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.